something. Yeah. And she's like, do you want me to take it down to the corner tortillas? And I was like heat them up or something. So she heated them up about like 7-8 minutes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this day. It is May 8th, and it's going to be another beautiful day out there. I'll tell you about the weather in just a moment. On our show today, Stuart Spencer's here from Advanced Ear Care, and he's got several different topics about, and one of the topics is talking about, well, what happens if your partner, your spouse, they begin to lose their hearing, kind of how to deal with that. So we'll go over kind of the delicate steps, all right? He's always good to have on. Then the Towers is going to be showing a special movie called White Knuckles, and one of the stars of that movie is Larry Strauss. I think this movie was made maybe about 10 years ago now, and Larry is going to stop by and tell us all about that film. Also, Lisa was out up in Costa de Caza a couple 3 weeks ago, at the Michael Chain Cup, so we got some video on that. And then she's going to sit down with a guest from the senior tournament, the Super Senior Tennis Tournament coming up, and that's Ned Buckman she's going to sit down with. Now, as far as meetings go today, United has their board meeting at 9:30 in the boardroom, so if you are a United person, you can head on down there if you're watching us in the morning, or you can watch it on TV at 9:30, or you may watch the replay of it at 6 o'clock tonight. And then Third has their special meeting also in the boardroom at 1:30, and this is about, they're filling some spots on their board. Now, let's get to the beautiful weather. You gotta love this weather because you get that cooling marine layer that comes in later in the evening, hovers around to the morning, and then we're gonna be in the upper 70s today. So you just can't beat that. Very June-like, right? May gray, then we get into June gloom, and then usually the first couple weeks of July, I don't know what you call that, but it's kind of the same thing. You know how it is in Southern California. The really hot weather comes in end of August, September, and October. So here we go, just some excellent weather coming your way. We're about 79 today, about 80 tomorrow. We're going to start to drop it down Friday and Saturday. Saturday is the day that may change. There is a low pressure system that quite literally may drop down for like one day. It's sort of going to kind of loop down a little bit into really central California, but it's a large cutoff low, and then it's going to quickly go to the east. So if it drops down just enough, what I have here on Saturday may be closer to about 70 degrees or so. So we'll see on that. But then it's going to go right back up on Mother's Day to Sunday to pretty much what you're seeing on Friday and Saturday, mid-70s, coastal morning fog and that sort of thing. So just, you really can't beat this weather. It's just absolutely wonderful. It's some of my favorite weather, that in real cool fall weather, which we don't get much here. Let's take a look around today, and you can see all the temperatures are up. A beautiful day in the neighborhood, and for you Mr. Roger fans, remember Mr. Rogers? He used to say that all the time. Well, that's what it is today. Maybe, I don't know, in Palm Springs, if you like it 105 degrees, then it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood out there. Everywhere else, we're going to be pretty much in the 80s. San Diego, about 78 today. Lake Arrowhead, 75, and the beaches are going to average about 71. As I've been telling you, I told you this yesterday, when you get this coastal fog and it's a little bit thicker today, if it kind of ebbs out a little bit sooner, then the beach temps will be a little bit warmer, if that's what I have. If they stay around, then they might be a degree to 2 cooler, but that's kind of an average. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Get out and live your life with the Buzz Around XL travel scooter from Golden. The Buzz Around is fun to drive with a tight indoor turning radius, so you can go just about anywhere. It's also so easy to charge and offers all-day range, so you can go further. The Buzz Around even has more leg and foot room for all-day driving comfort. Be safe with the XL's ultra-bright LED headlight. Plus, the Buzz Around XL can be easily taken apart into several lightweight pieces. See for yourself just how easy and affordable mobility freedom can be.
Do you hear but not understand? I have good news for you. A proprietary system for verifying hearing correction, Verified Best Speech Clarity, is now available through the All-American Hearing Network. This means hearing improvement can now be verified and documented. Your individual hearing correction is guaranteed in writing. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot. Try AMP, the world's smallest hearing aid at an unbelievably small price, just $750. It's ready to go in one visit, comfortable to wear, and virtually invisible when worn. Yes, you can now have verified best speech clarity. Hear every word. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot, risk-free.
With me today, our good friend, Stuart Spencer, back again from Advanced Ear Care. And he's right over there at the Willow Tree, and lots of stuff going on over there. We'll get to that in just a moment. Welcome, sir.
Good morning,
Always
Ken.
a pleasure.
Likewise.
And we're going to talk about, well, I kind of alluded to, can be kind of a delicate subject. And this is when a spouse or a loved one is either themselves beginning to have some sort of hearing loss that is maybe they're impeding on their relationship somehow. Honey, what? Yeah. Or just the opposite, where the partner or spouse is looking at their other person going, you know, you may want to be looking into some hearing aids about now, right?
That's right. You know, there's a lot of issues that come up there, that's for sure. You know, one of them is just that, you know, kind of addressing the problem.
Yeah.
You know, and it really, you know, I allude to it as, you know, people really need the courage, you know, to kind of address it and kind of step into it. It's a little uncomfortable to tell somebody that they're really not hearing as well as they should be hearing. But at the same time, it's really rewarding and a real benefit to the person that has hearing loss to identify it, correct it, and move forward with it. You know, and we see so often, you know, couples come in and, you know, oh, you know, I ask them, you know, why are you here today? You know, they look over at their spouse, you know, she says, I have hearing loss, I think I'm just fine, right? And, you know, we test their hearing and they've lost half their hearing.
Wow.
You know, and they don't notice it, you know, and it's one of the amazing things about hearing loss is that it's invisible and it's painless and it's so gradual, people only know the way they hear. They don't know how they should be hearing. Yeah. And we correct that, they're like, oh my goodness, you know, I should have done this a long time ago. Yeah. So, you know, when a spouse does identify, you know, a friend or, you know, a loved one, you know, that has a problem, you know, they need to step into that and just say, you know, let's just get it checked. You know, there's nothing wrong with finding out where it's at, and if it's good, you're fine. Yeah. The other thing that, you know, we kind of see along the lines of the spouse is, you know, once the person does get their hearing corrected, then they think that they're going to hear perfect, you know, and honestly, hearing aids don't make you hear perfect, you know. They improve your hearing from hearing loss way up to much better hearing, but not perfect. So, you know, a lot of the bad habits that, you know, the person that does have better hearing really continues to propagate is, you know, they'll talk to the person that has a hearing loss like from the other room, you know, or they'll have their back to them, you know. And, you know, then they'll say, well, honey, you're wearing your hearing aids, why aren't you hearing me, you know? Because it's just still not that way, you know, they're still not hearing perfect. And, you know, if somebody would just say, hey, honey, where do you want to go to lunch today? Then they kind of start the conversation with them, you know, and it gets their attention and they know they're going to be saying something to them. Because sometimes, you know, somebody's just reading a newspaper or, you know, just distracted by watching TV or something like that, and somebody starts a conversation and they pick it up later, you know.
That's true with my daughter.
Absolutely,
you know, I mean,
all of us,
yeah, for all of us. And, you know, there's a kind of studies about this, about people multitasking. And they go, can you multitask? Well, it has been proven over and over and over again, our brain cannot multitask. It is scientifically impossible. So if you are focused watching something on TV or reading a book, it is nearly impossible for your brain to pick up what else is going on.
Yeah.
There's nothing you'll ever be able to do about that.
Right. And so, so they pick up the conversation halfway through.
Yeah.
And then, the party that's speaking says, well, why weren't you hearing me? Well, it's just a real common thing. So,
Yeah.
it's just like, you wouldn't, people with other disabilities, you wouldn't ask somebody with a cane to run across the street, or you
Yes.
wouldn't ask somebody to do something. And so asking them to hear perfect just because they're wearing hearing aids isn't always the best thing to
Yeah.
do. Just give them a little break and, just face to face is always the best.
Yeah.
Get their attention first. Just some real simple things go a long way.
And you wrote down here remote microphones. So let's talk about that briefly versus, does this mean somebody who maybe has really great hearing aids,
Yep.
ones that work off an app or something like that, do they still need a remote microphone? If it works off an app, can your phone act as a microphone?
So it can, today the
Okay.
phone can be a remote microphone, and then there are additional remote microphones outside of the phones.
Okay.
If people, don't have the smartphone technologies or,
Yeah.
the apps that would go along
Okay.
with that. We've had some tremendous success with remote microphones with people hearing in noisy situations. Couples that just like to go out to dinner,
Yeah.
just one-on-one, they're in a large noisy area, but the person that is speaking just clips the microphone on their blouse or their shirt
Yeah.
and talks to the person, and it's just from their lips to their ears.
See, I would feel
It's
real
so
conscious
clear.
having a microphone on my, oh, well, maybe not.
And
kind of normal for me.
Yeah, there you go. And so the technology is really, really tremendous.
Yeah.
So, and everything's moving that direction. It's a simple thing. And now, we had one couple that likes to go out to dinner and they like to sit next to each other. you
Yeah.
know? So they're not across the table where this, gentleman can see his wife's face and her lip movements. And he's got a real severe hearing loss. And he was having a difficult time. They were going to stop going out to dinner. And I said, hey, try this. He came back, he was so elated,
Yeah.
He's like, oh my gosh, Stuart, I can hear her great now in the restaurant.
And restaurants are so much noisier. Even the real upscale kind of tablecloth restaurants.
Yeah. It's a different environment.
They're no longer quiet and hushed and
the noisy is the chick
totally
thing,
different.
in restaurant design today.
Yeah.
So they are noisy, hard floors, high ceilings, a lot of noise around. So, anything we can do to maximize that hearing clarity in those noisy situations, people really seem to appreciate it quite a bit.
Yeah, let's talk about very quickly here, hearing loss and diabetes, and there's some correlation there.
Right. So if people have, type 2 diabetes, they're twice as likely, to have hearing loss. So, it's a pretty big number.
What is the reason?
It's, the blood sugar, damages, capillaries and blood vessels.
Okay.
And it also causes damage to nerve endings, both which are really critical to hearing
Okay.
better. A lot of blood flow around the ear canals. And so it causes a restriction there. And then, of course, those cilia hair cells in the inner ear, get damaged, and that causes a problem with understanding speech clearly as well. So it's kind of a double hit on that.
Yeah.
So those people should just always make sure to have their hearing tested often,
Okay.
because it can fluctuate pretty quickly.
Yeah, very true. Now, you wrote down something here. It says, this bud's for you.
That's
Connecting the RIC style hearing instruments to the ear can be challenging. I don't know what RIC style hearing instruments
So,
are.
that's like a receiver in the canal, style, like,
okay.
like I'm wearing,
All right.
So, the coupling of the hearing aid to the ear,
Yeah.
is so critical. So a lot of times, these are custom molds that I wear, and I highly suggest, we always really recommend customizing, Precise Custom Solutions is one of our brand promises.
Yeah.
So customizing, it's really important. Many times people will just have a little rubber bud on the end of that. Well, we've got about 50 different sizes of those little rubber
Right.
buds.
Yes.
And so many times I see people
Okay.
come in from different areas and they just don't have the right fit. And the fit is so critical.
Yeah.
If it's not just fit perfectly right in the ear and has a good seal, it can't drive that hearing the proper
Right,
way.
right.
So it's something really simple to check and very inexpensive to fix.
Yeah.
And it really produces a maximum result with the amplification that we provide for people. So
Makes
we always
sense.
say, when we fit them, this bud's for you.
All right. Now, finally, Willow Tree Center update. They're
Sure.
starting moving along now. to
Hey,
other areas.
finally, so they did the main buildings, and we got the tenants in there, Aldi's and Dollar Tree, and we have the gym coming in next to them. Then now they're just going to Chase Bank, and so they've started all that construction, blocked off the areas for construction. They're going to do that end of the mall. first, then they're going to go down to the other end, and then finally they'll get to us, you know, in the middle. But they're going to redo all the sidewalks through there that need it really badly.
You know, they really do, because it's kind of, you know, most of the clientele there are from here, and yet they have very awkward steps, sharp, steep stairs that go down, and that you can't barely even see from the parking lot. I mean, I don't need to tell you.
No, that's right. Yeah, absolutely.
All that, and none of that would be designed that way today.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, you know, we finally got our sign up, you know, on the marquee on the Moulton side of things, and so that's kind of nice to finally get that after 6 short months.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the marquee and just the whole face of the entire center is going to look a lot more updated and just more modern and cleaner looking, and they'll redo the parking lot surfacing, and it'll bring us back up to speed. It'll really look nice.
All right, very good. And of course, if anyone wants to come in and get their ears checked, they're welcome to do so.
You know, May's Better Hearing Month, right?
Yeah.
So we're testing everybody. You know, we're testing spouses, children, you know, the people that already have hearing instruments, of course, but we're testing everybody's hearing, and it's really producing some remarkable results with people that didn't really realize they had hearing loss. And even if it's just mild, you know, they really take note of it and think, oh, you know, this is something I should be checking.
Yeah.
Again, because it's so invisible and so painless and gradual, you know, they don't realize they really have loss.
Yeah.
But even if it's a mild loss, it's okay, you know?
Yeah.
So it's nice to have it checked, and then they know where they're at, and years to come we can compare it to that as we move forward.
Very good. Always good to see you, sir.
Always great to see you, Ken.
Take
Thanks
care.
so much. Sure.
All right, we'll be right back. Maybe we should.
The El Toro Water District Phase 2 Recycled Water Expansion Project has installed over 21,000 feet of recycled water pipelines and is now over 75% complete. The final pipeline installations, as well as installations of service lines and final paving, should be complete by July. The connections of the individual irrigation systems to the new recycled water pipelines should be complete by the end of the year. The district sincerely appreciates your patience as we enhance the water supply resources in the Laguna Woods area.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I am so pleased to welcome you to JTV. We're a 24/7 home shopping network focused exclusively on jewelry and gemstones. And because we believe every woman deserves to be lifted up, we love to help her sparkle, keep her informed, and make her smile. Our viewer is passionate about jewelry and gemstones, and we share her passion. Because of that, she keeps coming back, making us one of the top retailers in the United States. We sell extraordinary products at extraordinary prices. Welcome to JTV.
What's happened to healthcare? It wasn't so long ago that your doctor understood your health history because they were part of it. From labor pains to life's health challenges, you could rely on that relationship with your family physician. Then something happened. Healthcare changed. Seeing a doctor can feel like running into a stranger. A 60-minute wait for a 6-minute visit. Hogue Medical Group is here to change all of that. Our doctors do more than react to illness. They become your personal physician for life. Always listening, never rushing, helping to chart a healthy path together, walking with you at every turn. This is the way healthcare was meant to be, with enhanced features such as same-day appointments, care coordination, and direct access to Hogue's world-class professionals and services. Hogue Medical Group. We listen, we care, we're committed to you for life.
I'm Dr. Leif Loberg, and I want to welcome you to our brand new facility here in Laguna Woods. We've been serving the community since 2006, and we're super excited to bring you an awesome team of doctors, Dr. Jackson, Dr. Asaturians, Dr. Vian, myself, here to serve you in our brand new state-of-the-art facility. Call us in the morning and we'll get you in the same day, guaranteed.
Welcome to the Towers. As president of our association, I'd like to tell you about life here. Membership includes nightly open menu dinners, weekly housekeeping, on-call maintenance, and a range of on-site activities. Join our community of active, independent seniors. It's elevated living in a hotel-style environment. Visit us at towers@lagunawoodsvillage.com.
And welcome back. Well, the segment you saw was titled Tall Tower Tales, and that's because the tower has a great tale that they're going to be showing coming up on May 16th. The movie is called White Knuckles, and one of the stars of that movie is with you right now, Mr. Larry Strauss. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, in spite of the problem this morning.
The problem this morning, where you made it here, and that's all that counts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good. Now, White Knuckles, you know, I remember we showed this movie a long time ago on Channel 6 here.
Well,
great
that's what
movie.
most of us are here.
Yeah, and why don't you tell me kind of the background of this movie? And I will tell people, this movie is about a housewife and married to the same man for 40 years. And it, in a way, the gentleman in this movie, like yourself, has a change in his life, and the change is, of course, has to do with his physical abilities and things like that, and how they kind of really about their relationship, how they both cope with it, right?
Well, that's almost exactly right. The only difference is where do people go when it's time for people to go?
Yes, yeah, that's true.
And in this particular case, we're very fortunate to have the place to go to.
Right.
That allows us the choices that we make.
Right.
And it's very important to have family.
You're right. That's very true.
And if you don't have the family built in, you're going to have to find some place that helps you do it.
That's right.
And what wound up happening is that the people,
Yeah, we'll get to that in just, hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How did you get involved with this film? I know many years ago, you know, we've known you here at the station here for, I don't know, 10, 12 years.
Exactly.
And I know you told us the story. How did you get involved with this?
Well, when you're an actor or a wannabe.
Yes, and Larry, actor and dancer, right?
Yes, and I've been blessed with having contact with people before the changes occurred in my voice and my ability to dance.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been fortunate in having the people here that are sharing the problems that we all face.
Right. Yeah, that's very true.
And I went for an audition, and it was my first time that I was auditioning for a major role in a major film that allowed me to bury the moments of I'm sorry,
it brought, you know what?
I have the disease that nobody wants.
Yeah, and that's just it. You know, you were in a sense, in many senses, living this character.
Yeah.
Am I right?
You know, that's very good.
Yeah, and of course you at the time were just beginning to cope with Parkinson's.
Yes.
And kind of moving forward with that process, and that's kind of what this film is about. And more importantly, it's how your wife and your family and people around you had to cope with it as well.
Well, you just brought up a very hard point to live with. And I've been blessed in having people help me through this time.
Right.
And having the person that you no longer are.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're blessed to have people that support you.
Yeah, well, you know, Larry keeps going strong. He comes up here every so often and visits us, and I think it's great that the Towers is showing this, and I want to tell people that even if you don't live in the Towers, you can go and see it. It's coming up on Wednesday, May 16th, so that's not this Wednesday, that is a week from this Wednesday, and it's going to be at Lorcher Hall at 7 o'clock. So even if you're not in the Towers, that's fine. You can go and see this, and I encourage you to go and see this because it's a very powerful film.
It is indeed,
Yeah.
and one of the hardest things for someone with Parkinson's is finding someone who can help him.
Right.
And be supportive of it, and be, in fact, family.
Yeah.
And I have my guy, John, who is able to do that for me.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
And he is indeed.
Yeah. And I want to mention first, let's mention the actress in this, Marty Ashworth, because years ago when this film first came out, you brought her here and we met her as well. She has a tremendous role in this.
She has actually the heart of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's also great that we had the ability to play off of each other.
Yeah.
And we all know that there is a time that you can work with people.
Right.
And there's a time that the same person doesn't give you what you need.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully having the Parkinson's allows me to give that to my co-stars.
Yeah, and you did, and it shows in the film. You did a great job, as the whole cast did. And as I said, it's a very powerful film, but in reality, it's a film about partnership and relationship. And the Parkinson is the underlying part of it, but really the true essence of this movie is about that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And we fell in love.
Yeah.
Not in a sexual way.
In a deep friendship way.
But a deep friendship way.
Yeah.
And it allowed us to build a relationship.
Yeah.
That is still good to this day, and it's 10 years later.
That's fantastic. Well, again, this is going to be next Wednesday. That is May 16th, over in the Towers at 7 o'clock. You're all invited to come and see it. You don't have to live at the Towers to go over there. I encourage you to. It is a really great film. And Larry, good to see you. Larry's been a good friend of us here at the station for many, many, many years. And I know you support us and we support you. And it's been a pleasure having you on today.
May I say one final thing?
Of course.
You've been a lot better to me than I've been able to be to you.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
An amazing
You give it back, and believe me, you've supported us for a long time, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Take care. We'll be right back. Very good.
Parkinson's disease is a neurological movement disorder affecting an estimated 1 million Americans, including many under age 40. It has no cure. Parkinson's is not limited to how a person moves. It can also cause symptoms like depression, fatigue, and impaired speech. Today, there is a new diagnosis every 9 minutes, though Parkinson's can be present for years before being diagnosed. The American Parkinson Disease Association is the largest grassroots network in the United States, working to help ease the burden and find the cure. For more than 50 years, APDA has funded pioneering research and provided critical support to those affected by Parkinson's. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism. Your action today will help APDA put an end to Parkinson's disease.
I'm at the Costa de Casa Golf and Racquet Club with Timu Solani.
Hello.
Who's a former professional hockey player, and Bodie Miller.
Hi.
Who's a former American downhill ski racer. And each of them have their own teams for the Michael Chang Cup, which is the first year they're having it here at the Costa de Casa Golf and Racquet Club. And we're gonna learn a little bit of strategy from each of them and why they love to play tennis right after this. I'm here with Timu Solani, who's going to give us some secrets about his strategies on how his team is going to win the cup. So tell me how your professional career has helped you to prepare for this event.
Well, obviously I'm still in good shape, and I think the handle the pressure when there is a lot of tight matches and points, what matters. So I think when you can control your pressure and when you're a little nervous, I think those help a lot. But I think the biggest thing is I'm still in good shape, and I don't get tired very easily.
No, and I've watched you play, and you really move well, and you're really very focused. As we age, we all kind of lose a little bit of that, but I don't notice any of that with you.
A little bit here and there, but for me, I love tennis. And when I retired as a hockey player 4 years ago, this is only workout what I really have. Mm-hmm. And I don't know anything better than I play 2 hours tennis, and it's very good workout, but I don't even think about it's a workout. It's just so much fun, and it's a great game. Every time when you can have a game involve your workouts, it's so much fun.
Now, I know that mental strategy is really important to any sport. What kind of mental strategy do you use for tennis?
Well, like I said, you have to control your pressure and your feelings and focus all the time, and I think that separates from some players from others, and the thing is, if you looked at any sport really, the marginal is so small who is going to be the star and who is not, and the only few points like in tennis is going to make the difference. So whoever's going to be relaxed and focus in the right time is going to win. So but that's a beauty, it's not about the condition, it's not about the really skills, it's about handling your pressure in the right time.
Right, exactly. All right, so you've got how many people do you have on the team?
We both have eight players.
Okay.
And we play at least 2 singles and 4 doubles, and in the end we're going to see who has more points.
Okay, so now of course the question that we all want to know, honestly, why do you think your team is going to win the cup?
I think we just want a little bit more, and I think we have this much more passion than the Bodie's team.
Oh, so passion's the key.
Yeah, passion is the key for everything.
All right, well thank you and good luck to your team.
Yeah, thank you.
I have Bodie Miller here, who's going to share with us his version of strategies to win the cup. So we had a chance to talk to Timu, and he's got some good stuff. How about you and your team?
Yeah, I think it's the good thing is we know each other real well. All these players play together enough, so it's about execution. There's really no secrets between anyone. Everyone knows where the other person's weaknesses are, and the doubles teams kind of match up because we play men's doubles most Saturdays together. So, I think we have a good strategy. We know very clearly their weaknesses, and we have the players that kind of match up against those weaknesses. And I think a lot of it is honestly going to come down to the draw, because if one of them picks first and matches up, or if we have to pick first, we would prefer to pick second. It's like the Tom Brady, we'd defer if we win the toss, because the first matchup is Craig, and he's phenomenal. He'll be able to compete with anybody. But the second one, we'd prefer that they pick and then we pick against that person, because they have a couple different options in there. And obviously Timu and you know, they have Doug and Peter all sort of in that top level. So it's going to be a matter of who I play against, really, because I have much more topspin and you know, I run around a lot. So me playing against a player who hates that style of play is going to be critical for our team.
So let's talk about the running around. Now, obviously, you were a former downhill skier. Knees have got to be hurting every once in a while. How does that affect your tennis game?
No, knees are good. My back sometimes gets sore, but I think that's mostly for my kids. So everything, I was remarkably lucky to make it through a 20-year World Cup career without all, you know, all the injuries that normally come. You know, I had little knee issues, but they weren't anything serious. So I don't have that achy knee problem. My knees feel great, and you know, my ankles were a little bit bad early in my career, but then ankles don't seem to be an issue.
So how has your previous career prepared you to play tennis against some big boys like this?
Well, not so much probably, except that I grew up at a tennis camp. So my first sport was tennis. My grandparents started Tamarack Tennis Camp in the early 60s, and my parents met there and were both tennis players. So growing up on the courts is imperative. If you want to play later in your life and not have to work at it all the time, which I don't have the time to work at it with my 4 kids. So you know, when it's ingrained in your body and you just kind of know how to move around the court, you know how to set points up. I mean, I had a racket in my hand from when I could walk, and that, you know, I played all the way through high school. So that's the stuff that helps me. My ski career, I don't think I was all out and a lot of crashing. That would lead to a lot of errors in tennis, I think, if I employed any of my tactics from skiing. So yeah, I'm much different. I actually think that tennis helped my skiing quite a bit.
Okay, how much do you love tennis, or what do you love about it?
I mean, it's a very, very special sport to me, mostly because of my family and my heritage in the sport. But I love the interaction. I think it's one of those sports where it's easy to get pissed off. I mean, you see people call the ball out when it's in and all that stuff. But in general, if you get past all that, which again comes from growing up with a sport where you just enjoy running around, there's a lot of communication, a lot of back and forth, because you are playing against 1 or 2 people on the other side of the net directly. So there's a lot of kind of gamesmanship and interaction that's the true meaning of I think competitive sports, and I think that's fun. I mean, I always keep a really good attitude out there, but I think it's fun to be able to watch the other guy have to deal with what you're giving him. You know, whereas skiing, I don't get to see what they do. It's me by myself, and even Timu in hockey, you know, there's a whole team out there, and everything's so quick. This is really kind of mano a mano.
Right, and let's talk about your strategy real quick. I know you said a little bit about it earlier, but if you were to give me one word about your team and why you're going to win the cup, what would it be?
Topspin. We hit a higher ball than they do, and I think, you know, these are all hard court players. We have a few guys who hit a really heavy spinny ball and grew up more on clay, play more clay, and they don't really have anybody on their team who likes that style. They like to beat the ball through and hit flat and hit a lot of winners, and I think we're more consistent because of that.
All right, well, good luck to you out there. We can't wait to watch.
Right.
Thank you. I have David Page, who's the organizer of this event and the director of the Costa de Caza Golf and Racket Club tennis program. Tell me about the Michael Chain Cup. How did you come up with it?
Well, Lisa, hard, to be honest with you. I hate to steal anything, but Rod Laver inspired me with the Rod Laver Cup that last year played in Budapest, or actually Prague, and this year they're playing in Chicago. So I thought, what a better idea to put something on a new event for our members. So I called Michael Chang. I said, Michael Chang, after winning the '89 French Open, you should have really been honored. Will you please let us use your name? And he says, David Page, absolutely. So we came up with the Michael Chang Cup, so it's very exciting.
Well, and you have some really fun players, and you have a few older players and some really young players. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got the old man, Clark Hyman, that's probably in better shape than all of us. He just turned 61. And then you got the young guns like Jack Han and Zach that are in high school. But really, you have 2 professional Olympic athletes, world-class athletes, Bodie Miller and Timo Solani. And I'm a little biased because my team's Team Miller, but I think Solani's team does have a chance with Coach Giovanni at the helm.
Well, very good. Now, we actually interviewed both the team captains, and one said passion, and the other one said topspin. Can you tell me who said what?
Well, you know, Solani's all about passion, and Bodie Miller has more topspin than all of us, you know, and a hell of a skier, as you could imagine. But good luck to the Solani team this evening, and thank you so much for being out here and doing this for Coto de Caza.
All right, well, thank you for being here. Thank you. I have Carl Chang here, who's the brother of Michael Chang, and he's going to share with us some insights into his tennis family. So, what an honor, in honor of your family's name. What do you think about it?
Oh, it's fantastic. The Coto tennis family is very dear to our hearts. We've been participants here for as long as I can remember, and my parents, my father, every Saturday morning here. I mean, this is a special group of people.
All right, well, let's talk about Betty and Joe. Just love them, in their mid-70s now. Why do you think tennis has been such a great outlet for them?
Oh, I think it's a tremendous social network for them. But besides that, I mean, it's kept them in great health. I mean, they play three times a week still, you know, in their mid-70s. My mom's still very competitive. You know, keeps her young. But it's been a tremendous sport for our family, obviously.
You know, I know. Well, even you grew up playing tennis with Michael, and you know that there's a lot of competition.
Yeah, no, lots of competition. But I understand you have a tournament in Laguna Woods. I mean, no better place, no better sport to stay young, stay healthy, and have a good time. So.
I have Rebecca Brown, who is the director of the Michael Chang Foundation. Nice job out there.
Thank you very much. We're excited to be here, and this is an awesome event to not only show amazing tennis to people around here, but also to raise a few little dollars for the Chang Family Foundation.
Well, I just got finished talking with Carl, and you know, he has been such an inspiration, he and his brother and his parents. So have you been able to play tennis with them?
Not as much as I'd like to. I think I'm working too hard for them. But yes, they're all amazing players, and I love seeing Betty Chang and Joe Chang, who are up there in years and playing fantastic tennis. And I'm a part of a team where we're all well over 50, and we just have a blast competing every week.
Absolutely, and you know what? We're all in pretty good health, so I think if we stay healthy and keep being competitive, we'll be in good shape.
Right, and you can play tennis for your entire life.
There you go. You've heard it from Rebecca, because she knows. I had a great time out at Coto de Caza talking to all the fantastic players. But now I have Ned Buckman, who is an 82-year-old tennis player who's going to be playing in this upcoming tournament that's going to be starting May 14th, and it's called the Super Seniors USTA Tennis Tournament, right?
Yes.
Well, wonderful. Thanks for being with us.
It's my privilege.
I mean, I'm so excited because I just love the game of tennis, and
Good.
I'm really encouraged that so many people are out there watching and they're playing at any age.
At any age. Yep.
And that was one thing I thought was really great when I was out there at the tournament, is that we did have a few 55-year-olds and up and 60s. I don't think we had anybody over 60, but you certainly do coming up in your tournament.
We have about 125 this year from 75 through 94.
Wow, that is a lot.
There's probably 8 players in the 90s, and one of them asked whether there was going to be a large turnout, and I said, well, with the 90s, you've got to wait till the day before we start.
Right, right. Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, that's a terrible thing to say, huh?
That's right, well.
Got to be prepared.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about, USTA. What does that mean to people?
Well, the United States Tennis Association used to be in New York, and that was the largest indoor and outdoor facility around for the one of the world-class events. The 4 major tournaments like Wimbledon and the Australian and the Roland Garros clay court and the US Open was in New York. So once the USTA decided they had outgrown this facility, the Central Florida University south of Orlando gave them enough ground to put in their new campus. That's 100 courts, clay and hard, and a few grass courts south of Orlando. And the USTA then expanded all of their operations through the internet and one thing and another to the point where they hold tournaments starting at the junior beginner level through our age category, the super seniors, that being defined by 75 and over. And for the 75 and over super seniors, there are 4 major tournaments. Ours is the hard court, with the grass generally being in either Orange, New Jersey or in Michigan. The indoor used to be in Vancouver, Washington, which just preceded ours. Now it's been moved to Cincinnati. And then the clay court, which is in Virginia Beach, Virginia, which Rich Haskell, is your friend, and I won a couple of years ago.
Right. Well, that's amazing that, you know, I would think that the grass could even be held in Palm Springs because they have tons of them, but maybe is it just too hot there?
It depends on the year that they do it.
Well, that's true, right.
To hold seniors tournaments in the middle of the summer in a humid area, but they do it.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of, those are Category 1 tournaments that have the most points and the ones that are awarding gold balls, silver balls, and so forth.
Okay.
The other ones are Category 2, and there's a lot of Category 2 tournaments that are around here as well. This area, Southern California in particular, but the Orange County general area has got probably 2/3 of the best, say, 65 and over players in the United States. We can play all year long.
Right.
A lot of them are retired or semi-retired, and they are a very competitive group.
Right. Well, let's take a look at the competitive group that's going to be coming up in the tournament here. So all of these folks, this is the group that's from Laguna Woods that's going to be playing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody in particular you want to point out there?
Yes. This gentleman is Bob Seymour.
Okay.
Bob Seymour has been playing national tournaments. He was with the University of California's tennis team. He has gone to our events all over the world representing the United States on their various team categories, which is an escalating age group as well.
Okay.
And at 94, he is probably the oldest competitive player around.
That's just amazing.
Yes,
Does he move pretty well?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, 90s tennis is a serve, a return, and then if they can't get to it, the point starts over.
Oh, no.
So I said, would you guys like to have a ball boy? You know,
Sure.
no, they don't want to. They want to. I give them 4 or 5 balls so they don't have to go all over the place. But Bob Seymour and another guy from Australia a few years ago, when we had some of these matches, some of those guys were out there for close to 3 hours.
Oh, man.
Now that doesn't mean that they were hitting the ball back and forth for 3 hours, because it takes a while to go from point A to point B.
Right.
But yeah, this guy here, Dick Doss, has gotten national and international experience. His wife, Becky, by the way, has gotten, I think, her 35th gold ball. Wow. Lenny Lindborg has been on our international teams for years.
Okay.
He's just a part of a group that's stayed competitive.
Right. Now one thing I think is very interesting we were talking about before we came on is that, you know, as you get older, there are some things are harder playing tennis.
Yes.
So backing up, and I just told you that I had a spill the other day.
Backing up is dangerous.
Right. So how do you stay in condition for playing tennis at any age?
A lot of these guys stay in condition by just playing. And there's a change in the way the seniors game is played. They don't go too much in front of the service line. And if the ball is clearly over their head, they just let it go.
Right.
And there's a lot of guys who still have a good deal of athletic ability and they can cover behind, but not everybody does. And they've learned to be smart enough not take a chance on falling into whatever.
Right, right. Let's talk about the tournament itself. Now, it starts on Monday and goes through the 19th, right? All right. And then people can go and check it out.
Absolutely. It's off of Moulton at gate 16, which is opposite gate 12, where the 19 club is, and the golf course, you know, their clubhouse and all that sort of stuff.
Okay. And you'll have, what time does it start?
Usually the first plays start at 9.
Okay, so 9 o'clock. And then are there going to be refreshments or anything like that that's sold there for people?
There's nothing that's sold, but there's a complimentary breakfast kind of thing, continental thing for the players and the people that hang around at that hour of the morning.
All right.
And on Thursday, there's a complimentary Subway, I think, is furnishing it this year. And Friday is around 2 or so. They have the ever popular ice cream social, where they can gorge themselves on ice cream. And the dinner for all of the players and a few of the guests and the tournament people that are like the USTA refs and stuff like that are available, and the Laguna Woods tennis group that is the board. They get complimentary dinner across the way in Clubhouse 2.
Okay. And then the last day would be the 19th. Is that where the awards would take place?
Some of the awards probably will, for the ones that have fewer draws, take place on maybe Friday afternoon or something. Depends upon what it is. Yes, but all the big ones are on Saturday.
Okay, and you mentioned that you have a few sponsors.
Yes, we have Harvard High. Thank you very much. Harvard High is right across the street out of Gate 2. And they have sponsored us very generously for the last 3 or 4 years.
Great.
And of course it's appropriate here.
Well, yes.
As would be hearing aid people. At any one point.
You could have both of them, right?
You bet, yeah.
But you're always looking for more sponsors, so anybody who would like to participate is welcome,
That's right, yes.
Okay, good. And then if they have any questions about it, they can go to lagunawoodsvillage.com and they can search tennis.
I would imagine so.
Okay, all right. Anything I've forgotten?
Well, I was going to suggest that the players and the group here at Laguna Woods as a retirement facility look forward to coming here, primarily because this is the one that has all 4 age categories, and they feel that, okay, I'm home, in effect.
Right.
So our annual tournament has a certain kind of annual renewal type thing.
Right.
And they enjoy that. And as a result, probably, I don't know, 12 to 15 people have either bought places in here or continue to rent.
Gotcha.
Done.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
That's what we live for.
Congratulations on playing such great tennis for so long,
Yeah.
and good luck with the tournament. I hope you have a great turnout.
I hope so too.
All right, thanks, Ned.
Thank you very much, Lisa.
All right. Okay, so we are going to go straight into our movies that we have for you. So the first one that we have coming up is Mrs. Brown. And Mrs. Brown has Judi Dench, Billy Connolly. It's directed by John Madden. And this movie is about following her husband's death. Queen Victoria's inconsolable grief forced her into a seclusion that did not abate until feisty Scottish groom John Brown entered her life and goaded her into living again. Their close friendship caused a major scandal. This factual drama offers an unusually intimate look into Victoria's life. And that is on Friday, May 11th. And the other movie that we have is All the Money in the World, and that has Michelle Williams and Christopher Plummer, and that's directed by Ridley Scott. The story of the kidnapping of a 16-year-old John Paul Getty III and the desperate attempt of his devoted mother to convince his billionaire grandfather, John Paul Getty, to pay the ransom. I actually think there's a series on TV right now that kind of depicts this. So it's very interesting. That's on Monday, May 14th, and that will be at 2 o'clock. And a couple of other things that we have for you. We've got a special presentation that'll help you stay active and well. Join the Active Wellness Club on May 12th for a special presentation designed to keep you active and well. And the Antoine Hall is a healthcare professional with a common sense approach to quality living. He developed a comprehensive community healthcare program which educates, creates, and prepares maturing adults with a preventative model in relation to healthcare issues. Last year, he discussed the future changes in Medicare that have now become a common practice. On May 12th, he'll share the benefits of 3 easy-to-make juices that will boost physical, mental, and spiritual health. The program is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Clubhouse 7, and the cost is $5. Oh my goodness, we have another one. It says, don't be trashy. Take advantage of the free bulky item pickup programs. Well, you know, we had a big story about this not too long ago, that we don't want you to be putting stuff out just right outside your door. The City of Laguna Woods contracts with Waste Management to offer free monthly bulky item collection. Bulky items are those items too large or heavy to place in a trash or recycling bin, and include such items as furniture, couches, beds, clean mattresses, television consoles, appliances, and all forms of electronics. Free bulky item collection occurs the 3rd Saturday of each month. You can, if your items are too large for you to haul out the curb, take advantage of the in-home bulky item collection. And that you need to call Resident Services at 949-597-4600. And we should probably take a look at our weather. I think you're going to have some really great weather coming up here.
I hope so.
It's 80, it's going to be like 79 on Monday, 80s, then it's going to be 77, and then we're going to be at 75, and then 75. I mean, just typical Southern California weather, right? And then your lows are going to be in the 50s, so that's a pretty easy weather for me to be giving you, so it's all good. And then coming up on our show, gosh, tomorrow, oh wait, looking at the weather around town, and in Palm Springs, Ken said it's 105. And sometimes I like playing tennis at 105. It's not too bad. It's good for weight loss. Yeah, for sure, because you sweat to death and then you can only play for a little while. All right, well, anyway, other than that, coming back, we've got tomorrow, we have Shirley Witt with the Senior Center. We have Barbara Powell and Mary Zolli, which are always so much fun, with the Theater Guild, and Bill Nicholas and Lee Crater from Laguna Woods Village Symphony. You guys have a great day and get out there and play some tennis. We'll see you tomorrow.